Welcome to the second heat of the morning. The EDP Billabong Pro Cascais QS 10,000 featuring Jackson Baker, a young Australian making his name here in 2017. He's going up against the qualification series leader Jesse Mendes from Brazil. A big heat on paper as we see Nat Young from Australia. My apologies, from Santa Cruz, California, and Caio Ibelli from Brazil, all part of another heavily stacked and loaded heat here, Potts. Yeah, absolutely. Jesse Mendes, a real talent. Lots to talk about as we see Nat Young here during the break. Got going earlier, Potts.
Yeah, well, Nat Young's had a couple of wild cards so far this year. Hasn't really taken advantage of it.
Someone that's having a good year in the Championship Tour jersey, even with a few injuries to talk about in 2017, is Caio Ibelli. What an incredible world title race we are seeing on the Championship Tour, and that applies to both men's and women's, which makes this European leg so very interesting. You see Caio Ibelli again, just not engaging there.
Yeah, well, we've been training together since I'm 12, and then he's been filming me every day in Reunion before his walk and before I go to school, and it's been like this forever, and then he knows me perfectly, so he knows when I'm really fired up or if I kind of like let down too much, so he's always here to try to push me. And then
I can't wait to see what you do in the rest of the event. Well done.
Great stuff, Maxime Huguenot. Oh, we see Jackson Baker just losing an edge there. But during that interview, it took a while, but Jesse Mendes got to his feet.
Well, let's have a look at Nat's wave here as he takes off. Caught a little bit of a rail and just lost his balance. Even the best in the world go down like that. Amazing stuff from Nat Young. And let's have a look at Jesse's opening ride gigs on his front side. He's been having that real smooth, positive, powerful approach, and there it is again. Jesse Mendes just opening up the shoulders. Didn't quite finish that last maneuver off, but two solid turns from Jesse Mendes. I love this drone shot, gigs. Just gives you a great bird's eye view of what it looks like down there, and Jesse Mendes just not quite finishing off that last turn, but two solid maneuvers nonetheless.
Let's assume that he will. Right now 11th is Pat Gadauskas, but he has fallen out of the draw here in the QS 10,000.
So William Cardoso, Wade Carmichael's right behind him.
And still in the draw.
Hiroto O'Hara's just got knocked out. Nat Young in the draw right here now. Ricardo Christie's out. So Alex Ribeiro. There's a bunch of guys.
Watching wave number 2 unfold here for Jesse Mendes. First one now in at a 617. That was his second one being posted. Nat Young back to work. Frees the tail nicely.
Number 1, he doesn't have the yellow jersey, so a little bit less pressure going into those last few events.
Nat Young frees the tail again.
He's won in France. He's won in Portugal. Pipeline.
Yeah.
He's made the finals there before.
And then my question is, does John ever feel pressure? Conditions not offering too much as Nat Young gets going again. Yeah, high work rate now from the Californian, and this is going to be a productive score. So he'll hold that all together nicely. Good work rate there, strong rail drives. And as the judges contemplate that score of Nat Young, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back on the other side of it. Stay with us. Let's have a look at some replays.
Let's have a look at Jesse Mendes from the break, slashing into that first turn, surfing with a lot of confidence is Mendes, and that's just a testament to how hard he's worked this year to get himself in a great position coming into the back part. And now the rest of it is just the cherry on the top. Jackson Baker needs to get the ball rolling. He's currently down in 4th spot, needing an 8.30. His keeper scores at the moment, though, just a 1 and a 0.73. That is not what we've been seeing from him through this event. Nat Young looking sharp. I love this last turn on this wave from Nat Young, just kicking the tail out, sliding it around, showing some confidence. And he's looking to try and solidify his spot in the top 2. Caio Ibelli with a 5.33. Goes into a nice backside sliding maneuver. Nice and light on his feet. Returning from injury. He's looking confident. He's looking better every event that he surfs in. He's getting that groove back and finishing strong. So a lot of waves ridden. A lot for the judges to digest and try and catch up with scores. That's more like it from Jackson Baker. Nice, strong kid from Newcastle.
You see that intensity starting to compress here. Jesse Mendes, strong turn, approaches that whitewater section. this time last year, all the way to the finals here for a win for Jesse Mendes.
Former CT guy.
Now let's have a look at the young Australian. Now starting to bring some stronger rail game to the heat. It's been a slow 20-odd minutes for Jackson Baker. Going to have to lift the pace here. This is what's happening. Nat Young now in position. Clean sweep. Brings that rail drive through to the inside section. Nice hit. And always a challenge here in the European beach breaks, but he'll negotiate it well. Nice little fin drift there just to add some flair. Caio Ibelli. Nice strong second turn there. And a nice rip there again. So good angles here on the maneuvers. Softer section, but he'll swing into that. So he's trying now to defend. He knows that Nat Young is owed a score.
Caio is trying to replace a 5.33. Let's have a look. A bit of a check turn, and now he starts to get that board a little bit more vertical. Bang, right there, nice turn, gets a beautiful rotation on it, but keeps that down the line momentum, which is really important, and then finishes strong. So both Nat Young and Caio Ibelli fighting for that second spot. Talked about probably the biggest wave of the heat so far is Nat Young. Beautiful opening maneuver. He jams and gets around that section and finishes nicely. It's that little drift again. So Nat Young on a good wave, still waiting for that score to drop in.
And now we have it again, as you can see right here. Nat Young finding himself a little open face left with a nice little hook there. Nice off the top. Let's see if he can finish strong on the inside. Blow tail. Beautiful, whips out of it for the 3. Nice work right there from Nat Young. So dealing with the wind really well and kind of blowing into it. So using that to his advantage up into the lip.
Thanks for the update, Strada. You see frustration there. Caio Ibelli wants that judging panel just to collect scores now. He knows that he's got a duel going on with Nat Young for that second place position. Caio will continue to surf, putting pressure on the heat. Massive whip. He'll get angry with that one and he'll go down in the effort. And a wave is going to check in for the Californian Nat Young and White, a 6.43 situation change. Caio Ibelli's been ditched down to third here, Pod.
It's going to come down to the wire. Jesse Mendes looks like he's going to take this wave.
Meanwhile, in and amongst it, heat leader will just go, you know what, let's post another score as well. Let's just put this whole thing to bed here. He likes that. Likes the way he just nailed that backhand turn. Now this is an important wave. Buzzer beater score. Caio Ibelli will go to the air and he'll let it go on the landing. So Nat Young has worked hard through this heat here, Potts, and it looks like it's going to pay out with the result.
That's exactly right, Giggs, exactly right. Nat Young squeaks into that second spot. A very, very close decision there.
Yep, he's got that good, even mindset. We're going to see him showcased as a wild card. He is in the lineup for the upcoming event in France on the Championship Tour.